Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's day is going well. It is Thursday, October 21st, 2021. 10/21/21. 10/21/2021. Yeah, no, that's something like that. I hope everybody's night was well. Hope everybody's day was well yesterday. If you caught a hold of that move in pins yesterday, congratulations. I was lucky enough to be a part of that. Actually, it had stopped me out. I was down about 350. And I was like, no, something's not right with this. There was a bunch of flow that came in. There was, it just didn't feel right. Like there was something on it. So I decided to go back in and was able to catch that sucker. So it feels good when you're able to catch a runner like that. Today is Thursday. We're going to call it Throwback Thursday. Hopefully everybody enjoyed Wu-Tang Wednesdays. Looks as if though everybody else is a little slow this morning. I am behind, to be honest with you. Went to the state fair last night. My kids were like, "Dad, you haven't done anything with us forever." I'm like, "All right, fine, let's go." And I got out there. It was pretty cool that they were actually able to do it. Fairs are fairs. Found the coolest thing in the world. Check it. Oh, the lights aren't gonna let you see it. All right, you see that reflection right there? Right? So see the bottom one on my face? It says hustle. Right above it on my wall. So you're seeing the reflection. I've got another hustle one. Yes. It's pretty damn awesome. Found a guy that makes those custom. So you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a bunch of them. I might even I might even make one for the boy Laz out in Miami. With that being said, let me adjust this mic. I feel like I'm yelling at it right now. Okay. Um, that was a custom bowl, and underneath it says hustle. Right behind this camera, there's a neon sign that says hustle right in my direct view. Um, just something I needed to do. So we were out there. It was pretty cool. It wasn't as busy as it had been, but it started to get super busy. Um, Pretty stoked that things are starting to recover a little bit. About 3 o'clock in the morning, my son comes in. He's like, "Dad, I threw up." I'm like, "I knew you were going to. I knew you were going to throw up." So unfortunately, I don't think he's ever going to be able to. Excuse me. I don't think he's ever going to be able to enjoy um, roller coasters or anything like that anymore. Since he threw up a couple years ago, he just doesn't have the stomach for it, I guess. But I mean, he felt fine other than that. So pretty interesting. All right. Good morning, morning, morning. Yeah, I'll hook you up, Laz. I'm gonna lean on y'all to help me find some stocks this morning. I woke up a little late. I'm a little behind. We need to find some stuff that's gonna look like it's gonna make a good move today. Futures were fading, and it looks like they're starting to slightly recover. Gold's fading off. Crude's choppy. Bonds are down, and it looks like the yen's trying to fight its way down. So we've got some interesting futures setting up. But let's see what else. First, the news, and then we'll get rocking. Sound good? Wu-Tang Wednesday. Dude, they covered Cream. Oh, that show is so fire. I hope it never ends, but eventually it's going to, and it's going to suck. I'm going to be sad boy. Okay. With that being said, let's jump into the futures or some news. There's not a whole lot of news rocking the market today. Crocs had earnings, and they had a massive blowout. And you know what? I failed. I was going to get into Crocs yesterday, but I failed. I got too busy and just shit happened. So, with that being said, let's go with the news. Okay. Roku says it's been working with Google since April to continue offering YouTube to shared customers, but the threat remains that Google may remove YouTube from the Roku platform. That's sketchy AF. Like Roku, you're already fighting Netflix. Now you've got to fight Amazon, right? Because they came out with the Fire TV and the Fire Stick. Um, Sony, no. Oh, Cox Communications, at Cox or Comcast? Comcast. Comcast came out with their own TV, right? With their stuff built into it. So Roku is it needs to seriously diversify, or it may be a thing of the past. Lam Research, LRTX, beat on earnings barely. So that's news. Roku. AT&T, um, beat on earnings. Did they provide guidance? No, they didn't. So AT&T, if you guys, so you have to have a long-term account. If you don't have a long-term account, I'm going to do a video on it and make every single person watch it. So it doesn't matter if you're trading and you're ripping options and making bank and, catching pins for, $1,000 per contract. That doesn't matter if you don't have a long-term account, and especially a drip account. If you don't, a drip account is a dividend reinvestment. So let's say AT&T has got a good dividend, right? So every quarter they give you a certain amount per share of the shares that you own. Well, that's passive, reoccurring, reinvested income. So if you own 100 shares and their dividends, 25 cents or 50, I can't remember. They've got a really good dividend, but that will eventually just keep rolling into it. And if you get into a program like Thinkorswim or even Robinhood, enter in a dividend reinvestment program, what happens is they take that money and reinvest it into like fractional shares. So you eventually, the company that you're invested in will be buying shares for you. Long term, you got to think long term. Okay. The market changes every day, but you should think long term. Anyway, that was my rant for the day. IBM barely beat estimates. Not super impressed with what they're doing. Pretty much flattish. And getting into industrials, CSX beat on revenues, 24% surge in revenue. It outpaced the 23% increase in expenses. Activist Investor Elliott Management Corp has a big stake in Canadian National Railway. The Wall Street Journal reported, citing people familiar with the matter, said adding pressure on the railroad after the CEO resigned following a failed bid for rival Kansas City Southern. So this may, transportations, that's the way to go. I did see, sorry, I thought I saw something, and that's about it for industrial materials. Excuse me. Healthcare, Regeneron, and Sanofi said they've got a good dividend too. The FDA has approved 2 new drugs for add-on maintenance for patients 6 to 11s with moderate to severe asthma. That's cool. Let them kids get out and play, right? And then regulators sign off yesterday on extending COVID-19 boosters to Americans who got Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, saying that anyone eligible for the extra dose can get a different brand than they went and received. So they actually signed off on this yesterday. I know it was rumors last week, and then they signed off on it yesterday. So that might actually help Moderna a little bit today. Okay, keep an eye on that. And Johnson & Johnson. There was some news about Trump starting his own ETF. So I haven't been it hasn't hit the wire yet, but it's definitely circulating. Okay, a bunch of financial news, mainly Discover, right? Beat by 1 cent. They didn't raise guidance. They didn't do anything. So on them. Energy, nothing really happening in energy. Valero, they beat pretty good by 32 cents. So Valero should be interesting today. And here we go. Las Vegas Sands blew on earnings, 857 million below the 1.34 billion estimate, right? So they're actually going to rally today. So usually if you miss earnings, they rally. Okay. Should be interesting. Tesla, massive blowout earnings, but they didn't really move. I think it's because it was all built into the market, right? So they were saying that their wide production builds in Berlin and Austin before the end of the year should continue to hit their target. And says challenges include semi shortages, port congestion, rolling blackouts that's impacting their ability to keep factories running at full speed. Yep. Ugh. So microeconomics, NYMEX was down, Brent was down, gold was up $1. The Japanese or the yen USD was down, and the 10-year note was up a little bit. So bonds were up, gold was up, right? Crude, right, was kind of flat. What does that mean? That means that futures should dip. However, I'm watching the futures now, right now, and they're just rallying. They're like, oh, hey, we forgot we only go up, right? Consolidation to rally. So today should be a pretty decent day as long as we don't fade at the open. A little concerned that gold's rallying, crude's rallying, and bonds are up. So if everything's rallying, that's not cool because we want things to go inversely to each other. So I'm just keeping an eye on that. Bunch of earnings today. American Airlines came out with earnings before the bell. Crocs came out with earnings before the bell. And they blew them out. Let's see who else. Anybody that I usually trade? Not Valero. We already talked about them. After the bell today, we've got anybody important? Snapchat after the bell. That's usually about all that we trade. If you're interested in this, take a screenshot. Oh, Intel's got earnings today. So Intel, Sam Adams. Okay, so this should be an interesting one because last time they had earnings, they just bombed. Hold on, I gotta note this real quick. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Get back over here. All right, so Trump announced a social media platform launch, but he's gonna do his own social media platform. It's gonna be. Ugh. Has earned last time it dropped like. Okay, so I'm gonna keep an eye on Sam Adams, right? So there we go. Today, all right. So, oh shit, that's probably why the market's moving. Jobless claims came out, and the Philly index for October 25th. I got to figure out how to grab that data. I think that that's important data to share with everybody. I bet you I have something that can show me. I bet you I have something. All right, pricing data in the Philly Fed. Panasonic to withdraw TV production from Europe. WeWork shares gained 6.6% pre-market. Oh, that should be a fun one to play. Where is that's home sales? Oh, here we go. Jobless claims. Found it. About time. 290 actual, forecast 300, previous 293, revision 296. So we're down 10 and down 0.68. So jobless claims were better than expected. So usually when that happens, we get a nice little rally McRow. Okay, so manufacturing index was down, which is not good because that means that we didn't really. God, ripping. Oh my! Just hit the buy button. Just hit. All right, let me finish up the news and let's get into this, shall we? Hopefully, you guys are putting up some tickers that are actually going to move. Okay, don't give me no bullshit stickers. I don't want no BS stickers. Okay, let's get going. In Asian markets overnight, the Bay Index, the Nikkei Index, fell 546 points on settled. So they were down. The Shanghai inched higher about 7 points. The Hang Seng declined 118. And in Europe, the DAX was down just a few points, holding at 15,000. The FTSE slipped. So typically, when the Asian markets and the European markets slump, we tend to sell off, right, overnight. But it looks like those unemployment numbers and manufacturing numbers came out and gave us a nice little rip. Technology underperformed yesterday, of course, because everybody's expecting Tesla earnings to pull the market up, and the Treasury 10-year yield spiked 1.63%. When this bond spikes, that's not good for the actual market. That means that money is moving into bonds, and bonds are for old people, right? Bonds are the old people dividend reinvestment program. Okay. For the moment, China Evergrande debt contagion fears. Inflation, Fed tapering, rising commodity prices are having no effect on the global stock market, which is true. Don't get sucked into it though, right? You got to be nimble. We've been rallying for 6 or 7 days straight. Just get in, get out, be stealthy, right? Just be quick about it. Be a little ninja, be a sniper, right? Get in, get your shit, get out. Okay. That's it for the news. I'm gonna check in on some futures real quick, and then y'all need to let me know what we're watching today because I haven't done any research. Right? Yeah, I know I'm slacking, but every once in a while I am human and I need to pins. Check this out. Pins rallying again today. Yeah, pins should be a good one. If you guys want to, there may be a continuation in pins. All right, so checking out the futures. Here we go. Remember the rule of thumb. If they're down in the day, they rally during the right. If they're down at night, they rally during the day, right? Crude rallied all day yesterday, sold off at night. Sell off, rally, sell off, rally. Chop fest rally, sell off. Are we gonna get over this immediate or what's he trying to do? You know that's my job. Hold on a second. All right. So the YM, what a massive move yesterday. Super impressed with that. NQ, I don't know if I'm liking this pattern. It's pulling back. It's making lower lows and lower highs. Yeah, choppy, chop, chop, chop. The Russell, nice little cup and handle forming. Failed flag breakout, right? It tried to break out, rejected, rounding bottom rally. So ES should be fun today. The YM, there may be a nice move in YM and the Russell. I feel like NQ and Tech is going to drag. Gold needs to about face right now and start dumping off, as well as crude. Crude is just blew out a Wu-Tang pattern reversal top, so expect crude to run maybe 84. ZB, which is the bonds, is coming up on overhead resistance. It should pull back, and the yen is chopping. I feel like we might get a little chop fest today. So that is it for the futures. Okay, let's get into some plays for the day. Let's hit it. All right. If you are new in this, if this is your first time joining the stream, welcome. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn on notifications. We are drinking the Candy Apple Crisp because I went to the fair. Candy Apple, right? It's probably one of the better ones. Tastes like a candy apple that you're drinking in your mouth. It's good. All right. I use the Smart Money Dark Pool and Block Trade Analyst software provided by FlowTrade. Let me see if I'm going to look at this chart over here on the upper right hand corner. This is Facebook. The white bars you see are price action. The purple line that you see is the regular algorithm. Red lines, if I draw a red line across the screen, it is a regular block trade. A blue line is a dark pool block trade. If you see me draw a white line on this screen, you better say party time, people, on a weekday. I'm just kidding. My boy Laz knows what's up. It means that there is a regular and a dark pool block trade that came in at pretty much the exact same level. That represents massive support and resistance for not only price action, but the algorithm as well. Yes, the algo interacts with key levels because what is it? It is the flow index from the large corporations and hedge funds and smart money. It tracks what they're doing. Okay, so let's hop into it. I'm going to check into the stream real quick and see what we got going. Oh, key. We'll check out key. Morning. CR, Corsair, Ford, Overstock, Bank of America, Crocs. Really? Pins? All right, well, let's check it out. Check it out. What do we got here? We'll keep an eye on pins. Peloton might even make a move. Crocs. Let's see if the Algo knew. Just trading with price action. Overstock. All right, let's get going. So key, I don't know. Is this KeyBank? If it is, the Algo's been net buying for the last couple weeks, right? This bearish divergence here, right? Bearish divergence has been played out, right? Price action came down and has met up with the Algo at the point of the divergence, right? This is where divergence occurred and it played itself out. Now it's rallying again. So if price action, if the Algo can continue to maintain an uptrend, price action is going to use this regular block trade as support. I think we can have a continuation on a key, KEY. The Algo is uptrending, right? It broke its trendline support, came down and found a new one. So that's the level we have to use. I'm going to keep an eye on the Algo at breaking previous highs. If it can get above there, right? The Algo can rip up above that, then I feel super confident in it being able to pull price action up out of any pullback. Kind of like what happened right here, right? The Algo broke above, price action faded off, right? That divergence played out right there to a T. Okay, this is what I'm looking like. Come on, it's pretty simple. All right, we have a regular block trade at 2372. That's going to provide your resistance. Below that, we have got a cluster of them from 2347 to about 2352. But more importantly, what I really want to look at is there is a dark pool level at 2355. That's your support, right? That's where a bunch of sell orders came in right there. Yes, no, I can't tell you exactly what the dark pool is doing, if they're buying or selling, but I don't know, I've got some tinfoil hat theories. We have a white line right here at 2309. Can I get a heck yeah, brother? There you go, Laz. There's your line for the day. I'm just kidding. So what I'd look for is I would look for key to break previous highs. If it can rally above previous highs, maybe back test that 2372 level and continue on to the upside. Okay. Downside supports at 2355. Pins. So do you think maybe they knew what was happening? Let me mark this up for you. And this is why I was in pins. We had bullish divergence, right? So the algorithm pretty much been steady net buying. It's coming up on support right there. It would need to bounce off of this dark pool level and this upward trend line support, continue up, take out previous highs. That would be a nice little flag breakout, right? If it can do that, which is what we'd like it to do. But let's see. So that rally came in here. The algorithm, right, had rallied on the 10th. Massive rally, about the same size as what happened with price action, right? So we're trading with price action. All of a sudden, the algo takes off and starts rallying, right? I don't want to muck up the charts too much, but price action was stair-stepping up, consolidation, right? Nice little move to the upside, consolidation, and we get a gap up, pull back right to, look at that, where it pulled back. It pulled back right to that dark pool level, okay? Bounced off that dark pool level and just shot up, you know, did a 50% retracement and has been stair-stepping its way back up ever since. So nice strong uptrend. Look for, you know, a little wedge in there. We have dark pool support and regular block trade resistance. 64 is the point for the resistance, right? 62 is support, regular block trade support. We have dark pool influence at 62, 68. which is where price closed yesterday. Imagine that. Okay. I'm gonna check it out. I think that we might actually continue to be able to. Yo, Trend Spider, what's up, sucker? All right, checking in on pins. All right, so pins is coming up to Ichimoku Cloud on the daily resistance. It's also coming up to the 200 SMA on the daily, right? So what happens when we get to this level? Decision. Do we reject off of it and pull back and then gather some strength and move on to the upside? Or do we just continue to rally? So that 67.25 level is going to be super important. Currently, looks like we're down a little bit in pre-market, 61. There is that, this white line right here. We may just consolidate in there for a couple days. That would make sense, allowing everybody to catch up. We still got to fill this gap to 70, but we've got overhead resistance here, overhead resistance there, overhead resistance there, resistance here. We got a lot of upside resistance and very little downside support. So should be very interesting. Very interesting. Looking at it on this chart. So look at this. So all of these red crosses are squeezes. This is a daily, so it's been in a daily squeeze since the beginning of September. That finally popped to the upside off of a ready and fire buy signal, right? That happened back on the 7th, so we've been net buying right off of the 21 EMA for the last 2 days. Another reason why I was in this, people were like, why were you in pins? Because technically it looks like it's making a move to the upside. So we blew above 3 ATR. Excuse me, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. Currently at a pretty gnarly supply zone, right? It runs from about 63 to 60, about a $3 supply zone. We're going to need to use that as support after we get up and out of it, like confirmed up and out of it. All right, so we need this supply zone to convert itself to a demand zone. Right. So I'd look for, oh, look at that point of control is right at 61.90. So we're where we need to be. Now, can we get through this crap and get above it and then be like, oh, hey, we've got 63 as support to go take out this massive mother bar? I don't know. There's a name for this bar right here, and I'm going to screw it up, and I'm going to get a bunch of people mad at me, right? So I'm not even going to mess with it. Let me throw some fib levels on here, because I know there was a request like, hey, can we get into pins? I mean, play the chart in front of you. Just do your own due diligence. Like, so this is a 50% retracement from previous high to low. Like the 618 is at 69. I think that that's going to be the target. However, I think we need to base right here. Right at this 382. I think we need to get up there and make some decisions in this area. Possibly bull flag, like a bull flag would be okay. I would set an alert for continuation to the upside. I mean, pins does like to move. Once it gets above this level, it'll pull back. This is the move I'm looking for right here, people. I'm looking for this to happen. Right? I'm looking for that to happen, for us to rally up, form a base in this supply zone, pop up, back test it, and then move, right? Come on. All right. Right. Rally up above it, back test it as support, confirm, and then rally, right? That's the move we're looking for. We've got to give the Bollinger Bands and everything else time to get caught up, so there may be a little bit of consolidation, but I definitely think we've got more upside potential, okay? Especially if PayPal's coming in to buy them out. All right, moving on. Peloton. So Peloton was looking really good, like into yesterday, right? Wu-Tang rally up, pull back. There's a gap that needs to be filled, so I don't know if we're stair-stepping on our way down. The algo did curl up. It's got some overhead junk it's got to get out of. This could be a nice long consolidation move. I believe I've got one. Believe I got one contract left on it. I think it's probably too late for this week to be able to get into something, but maybe looking at next month's expiration for Peloton could be decent. It's slowly been making its way back, right? Making higher lows and higher highs. Lots of consolidation. We have white line support right here at 88.19, and the algo's curled up and should attempt to finish busting off that divergence. Below that, we've got regular block trade support at 87.65. Okay, I'm gonna check the chat. I'm running out of tickers to review, and it's only 9 o'clock. Okay, I can pull up some. Like, I'm a member of about anything you can think of. I'm probably a member of it. I like to network. Network for net worth. Get it? Got it. Good. All right, let's check it. All right, so he's late with his morning updates. Exxon announces 400 million expansion plan for carbon capture. XOM, that should move today. Check them out. I hate getting stocks from FinTwit. All right, here we go. REGN action day for the Fed. Snapchat has earnings. WeWork. Proj. I can't play those. You guys are idiots. Whatever. Let's check out XOM. CRSR. I don't like playing CRSR because it doesn't have weeklies. I know that for a fact because I've traded it before. Bank of America. You guys want to check out Boeing? You guys want to check out Boeing? Let's see what the chat says. Yes, let's check out Snap. Snapchat has earnings today. All right, so the next two that I'm going to throw up are Snap and Goldman Sachs. Welcome, Lizette. And is that ZIM or ZM? Can you retype that? ZIM or ZM? Sorry. All right, Overstock. Look at this. This price action is trading with the algorithm, right? The algo is making higher lows and higher highs. Right, so it's failed to make a higher high. This is kind of a little head and shoulders here, so let's keep an eye on it. If this algo can break above previous highs, then I think it can continue to move with price action. Overstock's just a beast, right? The algo can get rid of, let me just mark this up. Overall uptrend, algo needs to get above its previous high. I don't have any regular or dark pool support coming in here, so this is pure price action. Just be aware that the algo's just trading with it, so just watch the algo get above that level. XOM, Exxon Mobil. All right, what do we got going on here? So Exxon Mobil is higher lows, right? It failed to make a higher high on this last one, so it's got some overhead resistance. Looks like it's had some trouble with this level before. I'll show you what this looks like. So the algo is, right, the algo is moving, but it looks like it's had some troubles with this level before, like back here, right? When it gets above it, it rallies. So keep an eye on the algo to get up and out of there. We've got Exxon Mobil's right at dark pool resistance 63.85 going into the close yesterday. I don't know what it's done since then, and 63.50 is support dark pool wise. We've got a cluster of regular block trades that have formed a base from about 62.85 to 63.15. Right. Well, is this a launch? Oh, come on, give me the right damn tool. I wish I could quick key that. That'd be awesome. I'd be so much faster at this. Price action making higher highs and higher lows, kind of stair stepping its way up. Like I said, the algo, when it gets to this level here, I need to see what it does, because last time it hit this level, right, and started to sell off, price action followed it until it finally decided to move back around. So be just be nimble. Jack be nimble. Jack be quick. Jack made a stack of money. Corsair consolidation, rally consolidation, sell off. Attempted rally again. The algo's been in a steady uptrend ever since the 18th. Higher highs, higher lows. Look for this little curly Q to curl up and continue to pull price action up with it. This is kind of this is a broadening pattern for any of you strat players out there. I've been learning, right? I can't just sit idly and do nothing, right? Algo's moving up. I believe this is what they would call a broadening pattern, potentially. This isn't super, I mean, it's either that or it's a falling channel with a little DTAP. Falling channel is probably a little bit better, but this is pretty decent, right? However, let's see. Yeah, right off of support. That's pretty gnarly. Pretty gnarly. All right, we got dark pool support, 25 on the dot. Right there, coming in on the 19th. So that support came at this date here. That's when that dark pool order came in, right? So rally, do we pull back, test it? It filled the gap yesterday. So that's good. I have a massive gap to fill up to here. What do I want to use for my gap fills? I need a different coloring system. I'm a very visual person. Very visual person. So there's a gap right there that needs to be filled. So I color code everything. I just like to see things. Okay. Yeah, like there's your two levels. If it breaks above this previous resistance and can rally and get above this level here, we can gap up. So Corsair has an opportunity to make a move. Okay. Bank of America. The algo has been net selling for weeks. This divergence has got to start playing out soon. However, we have got massive levels of regular and block trades, right? Kind of holding the thing up. Algo has been net selling. Price action has been, so there was a, it would, like, I could have said it was like, rally support, but this little drop right here in yesterday, so pulled back and then continued on, makes it really difficult for me to draw some support on it. So it's either going to be a flag breakout or breakdown. If it breaks down, we've got. So there was a news article that came out that said that a JP Morgan owned cargo ship had been seized with like some obscene amount of tons of cocaine. And there's a meme about it saying, hey, since it was, it was JP Morgan, it was just for personal use, right? Anyway, it was pretty funny. It wasn't for distribution, it was for personal use. So anyway, that it just made me think of like Bank of America, like, oh, look at these white lines, right? You'll see what I mean when I draw them up on here, right? Going with, with the joke of being the joke, because it's just a joke. We joke about this stuff, okay? It's not real by any sense of imagination, right? Look at that. I mean, can you see why it's so high up off of the algo? No, I'm just kidding. But seriously though, there's a bunch of interest at this level for Bank of America. So red retail regular block trades, right? Blue or blue dark pool, hedge fund, investment in interest. Okay, so it did rally above it. So it looks like 47.10 became the new point of support. I'd be interested to see what happens with it today. Just know that the algo, like smart money, is not really doing anything. They're kind of getting out of positions as price action's rising. They're taking their profits. So just be aware of that. Okay. Pence is halted again. Why are they halted? I don't get it. Did they? Sorry, I'm just checking into something here real quick. This is a good one. This will tell me what's going on. I mean, I'm not doubting you, but I'm just trying to figure out why the hell is it halted? Why didn't I stay in it? Oh yeah, they halted it at. Still moving. You're right, it's halted. Halt. Well, maybe not. There it goes. If it just started up again, there it is. Um. So to answer your question, there's gonna be super volatility in here, and the options probably gonna be super inflated. So there's gonna be a shit ton of IV in it. Let's check them out. Yeah, look at this IV. Right, 136% IV. Just just be leery, even though it might rally $5, the IV might suck all your premium out. Yeah, just keep an eye on it. I wouldn't mind buying commons on this. Yeah, it's pretty decent. All right. I got time for shit. I gotta hurry. You guys got me all over here checking stuff out. Where is that? Bank of America. So yeah, that's the story of Bank of America. Overstock, I already did. Snap and Goldman Sachs. And I got you with Zim, okay? Snap, GS, and ZIM. I've never heard of ZIM. I don't even think ZIM is a thing. All right, Snapchat has earnings today, so be wary. This is a very choppy stock. It does well on earnings, so either play the run up, right, or the after effect. The algo, the algo is downtrending, but see how it's trading with price action, right? All this divergence is played out. Pullback. I don't know about this little Batman looking thing right here, but kind of sketches me out sometimes. Ah, crap, we didn't look at Baba. I gotta hurry. All right, here we go. 78.55 is your regular block trade overhead resistance, right? We've got 75.80 as your most current resistance. We've got 76.76 first target. And then we've got some dark pool levels here that are going to come in. 77.13 overhead resistance. 75.65 support. And then 76.61 first target. Okay, and that's it for Snapchat. It's making, this is consolidation, right? It's just range bound between 75 and 78. It's chopping. The algo is not giving me any clear, right? It's not telling me one thing or another. So, and the Goldman Sachs. So GS was just selected as some company's IPO that's supposed to be pretty significant. WeWork, maybe. Anyway, we have bullish divergence on the algorithm. Okay, the gap had been filled. It's a financial sector, so if XLF is doing well, then Goldman Sachs should do well. The algo is making higher highs, higher lows, coming out of its Come on already. Coming out of its consolidation for the last couple of days, right? That's what this is. Price action filled the gap, right? We filled the gap. Regular block trade support at 402.63, right? If there's a downside target, that's it. You know, maybe look for some movement around this level here. If this level does not hold and continue to pull price action up with it, I can't really tell from an overhead resistance what we got going on. But if we can start taking out some of these previous lows, right, there's a nice opportunity to move to the upside since that gap's been filled. I don't know if it's going to require this gap to be filled or not, but just be aware that it's there. ZIM. I don't know what this stock is, but it bounced off a dark pool support right here at 45.93. It's making higher highs and higher lows. The algorithm is making higher highs and higher lows with it. So the algo's trading kind of with it. And if I were to look and see this downward channel, right, what's going on with this guy right here, right? Boom, we broke out, we back tested it. We're trying to continue on to the upside, right? It's trying to make its moves. There's a bunch of, so what does it do? It gaps up and pulls back, gaps up, pulls back, rallies up, pulls back right off of this high, right? I can't really even draw support lines for it because they're pretty, and that's pretty massive, right? Especially with me not knowing what the stock does. So we don't have any regular block trades to help us out with our direction stuff, and just know that there's a couple gaps here. And I don't know enough about the stock to know if it has to fill gaps or not. So looks like it does from previous history. So just be wary, a little bull flag breakout. Just stay nimble right at 50. So 50 is a nice psychological level right there, right there. So if that's its new base of support, then looks pretty decent. OSTK, I've already done it. AMD, Johnny, what's up, Johnny? AMD, Apple. So listen, I want you all to know that I will start live streaming the open as soon as daylight saving times hit. The reason I don't do it now is because my kids are going to be getting up here in a few minutes, and my house is chaotic in the morning, like most people's is. If your house is chaotic in the morning, way to go. Mine's chaotic though. So look at all these blocks for Apple. Jeez. So once daylight savings hits, and I actually in Arizona am no longer in Pacific time, I'm in Mountain time. I move up an hour. The market opens. It'll be, yeah, I'll be able to stream the open is what I'm saying. Okay. If there's any interest in that, make sure you like it, subscribe, let me know, reach out to me. You should be able, all of you should be able to reach out to me. Pretty open about that. All right, Apple, right? Look at the Apple's doing some white lines, right? Apple's got some white lines coming in here, right, here. This one right here. Look at that little guy there. That's probably the most important one. This one right here, because there's a regular block trade right smack dab in the middle of all of these dark pools. I'm trying to make that as big as I can. Okay. Dark pool resistance at 149.67. Right. Support at 148.33, which is also trendline support. Below that, 147.34. All right, we got some regular block trade action right here at 147. So there's your support, right? The algo is not doing its job though, right? So investor sentiment with Apple has been selling off, right? They're getting out as price action's rising. It's curled up currently, but it looks like it's got some resistance here at this 140.50 level. I'd like to see this really turn around and get up above this level here. So I would anticipate a pullback as this divergence plays out. I think that's your base 144.50. And there may be just some profit taking on the way down. Goldman Sachs did it, Zoom did it, Apple did it, AMD, and Starbucks. You guys got me. You guys got me staying late. The reason I have to leave early is because I've got to figure out what I'm playing for the day. I mean, I just analyzed, what, 13 stocks? There's no way I can remember which one's going to do what it needs to do. Starbucks looks decent. AMD looks decent. All right, AMD. I mean, I've been kind of in AMD, tinkering around with AMD for a while here, right? It's trying to make its uptrend. I don't know if this is a head and shoulders, but it's definitely consolidation right here at this level, right? That's your consolidation level. It's your overhead resistance. If the algo can get up and out of that, we've got really long-term support here. Well, did it break it? long-term support, right? I'm just going to draw a white box because AMD likes to party. Like, it really likes to party. No, I'm just kidding. There's this whole level here is regular and dark pool block trades. So that's probably, I'm just going to call that the new base. The new base head, base hit. And it's going to be this crackhead. AMD's a crackhead doing base hits at 116. So I think that's the new support level for AMD right there. We have a regular block trade down here that's could be relevant. It came in on the 18th. Right here at 111. No, that's a white line too. I was going to say this one right here. Right. So just be wary of this algo. It's doing some weird things. I like clean algorithm moves, right? Clean moves. I don't like jackety jack moves. All right, Starbucks is the last one. I got to go. I need to find a play for today, and hopefully somebody can holler one out. 114.80 is regular block trade resistance, right? 113.86 is support. Below that, if we go below 113, expect a catch at 112.45. Dark pool base at 113.37. We may be coming down to get that. The algo, however, is gorgeous. There's a bunch of investors, a bunch of corporations got together on the 18th and said, hey, Starbucks is a deal, and flooded. Right? Nice strong uptrend. Right? Come on, stop. Right off a previous support. So look for a bounce. The algo's done its job. It's making higher highs. Right? Look for that move there. Unfortunately, it's below the directional SMA. Yeah. It's really ugly overhead. So I would maybe play the Starbucks down to 112. Okay. That's it for me. I got to run. Thanks for joining me once again. I'm Darkpool Algo. I'm here morning Monday through Friday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section below. Reach out to me. You can reach me our website, darkpoolcharts.com. I'm on Twitter at darkpoolalgo. Hit me up if you need something. I'm always here to help. And then we're gonna look at doing some futures into next week. Okay, that's it. Have fun. I'll see y'all later. Have a great day. It's gonna be a glorious one for me. Bye bye now.